Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike, Max, Patrick, Royce, Lavelli, Neil back with us, and the Donald Trump of the sports media, the one and only Sid Hartman. Sydney, the Minnesota Vikings have now kicked off training camp, and it's funny because as much turmoil as they went through, all of a sudden Adrian Peterson gets signed at the end of it, and there's this great sense of optimism about this team right now.
Well, the Adrian Peterson came into camp, and there was no negative stuff about him or anything like that. I thought Suhan wrote one of the greatest stories today about one of the greatest guys who's ever played for the Vikings, the great linebacker.
Chad Greenway?
Yeah. And what he doesn't do for this public, unbelievable. A great story about him. The Vikings are going to be very good. If they can find a second safety, and they're trying to deal for one, to go with Harrison Smith, they're going to go a long ways. I just think that Greenway will be good. Peterson, he made some pretty good statements last night about the fact that the year off helped him. He got some rest, and I think they'll be very good.
What'd you say, Lavelle?
What else is he going to say?
That's a good point, really, right?
Yeah, didn't put any more miles on the tires, I know.
Yeah.
So no big deal.
Let me point out that the Vikings, in appreciation for all Chad Greenway has done for them and all he does for the community, made him take a $4 million pay cut. That's
good point. Yeah.
Yeah. That's they cut him to $3.2 million.
You are anti-Wolves. I never seen a guy like you. You're full of crap when it comes to the Wolves.
Did they make
the Wolves will put $100 million in that stadium, and
and the people buying seat license are putting $100 million in it, so that covers it.
Everybody else is doing it. Other sports, the Timberwolves charge dollars for seats. I mean, you are anti-Wolf, anti-Gophers.
When it goes to what happened?
What's that have to do about the player? He's on the backside of his career.
You don't know half what's going on.
You just told me Greenway's a great guy.
You don't know half what's going on with the Wolves, what they've given to this town.
What's that have to do about dealing with Chad Greenway?
You guys you told me what a great guy Greenway is. I agree with you, and he was supposed to make $7 million, and he's making $3.2.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
That's a football decision.
You're
not a
really
decision.
Let's keep on the contract topic, though. Patrick, the deal that Adrian Peterson ended up getting, what'd you think? At the end of the day, when you look at the last year and how this played out.
Congratulations to the agent.
Yeah, it's something
Ben Dogra. He created enough of a mess that rather than the Vikings going to Peterson and saying, $12.5 million is a lot for a running back, they ended up giving him basically $25 million guaranteed. I think the agent did a heck of a job.
Lavelle?
The NFL. This only happens in the NFL. Why would, after everything that's happened with this guy, why would you give him more money? I don't understand it. You're right. Ben Dogra's the man, and I thought he was hated by the Vikings. I thought they couldn't get along together. I laughed when I saw the story.
I was told a month ago that this was the contract that we're going to give them.
Of course you were.
And they thought that was a good contract for them, that they get them locked up. And here's the thing. Spielman and Zimmer think he's the best back in football.
Correct.
So the Wolves are doing what they're telling them to do. That was a contract that was offered a month ago.
Okay. Lavelle, do you agree with that contract then or not?
I don't. And Adrian Peterson has cost the Vikings money in terms of some of their endorsement deals and things like that. And then he turned around. It's just a weird turn of events here. What all the Vikings went through because of him last year, losing a couple sponsors, and then now turning around and giving him money, it doesn't add up to me. I think at his age, you got to see if he's going to put together another big year before you give him some more money.
I think what we did discover, though, is that we all thought Adrian came back because Mike Zimmer said, play here, or you're not going to play anywhere. I think he came back because he said, well, you come back and be a good soldier, and we'll negotiate, you know.
Do you think it would have been fair to say to him when you sat down and say, okay, you're worth $20 million based on your statistics, but what the damage you did to this organization, we're going to offer you 18 or something like that. Do you think that's fair?
I don't have any problem with the deal.
It's forgotten.
My theory is that, he did enough for this organization. He deserves his money. You know,
Really?
I mean, even with what happened last
The
year.
other part of it was, you know, they say last year should he have gotten paid or not. Well, they sold all those tickets and all those television rights based on Adrian Peterson being there, so he'd already paid for his salary, so to speak, you know?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday in training camp, I wasn't there, but I was told nobody's criticized him. He came back the biggest hero in the world. They're all
Fans were all over it.
looking for his autographs, and
And maybe, I don't know, maybe that says
all
something.
forgotten.
You know, as a player, everybody's going to love him. As a teammate, he's going to be well respected in the clubhouse. That was not going to change, you know, upon his return. Here's the thing, too, and we're all guilty of this. We're all enablers in one way or another.
Yes, we are.
You know, so you know that Adrian Peterson is going to come back and help your team make the playoffs. The Vikings are going to be a good team this year. By the way, Vegas odds 7.5 over/under on wins for the Vikings. I would pound the over on that one. I think they had a good chance of winning more than
And
that.
you were another guy that said
Why
he'd
you
never
hit me?
come back.
I did say that. I did say that.
Yeah.
And I was wrong.
Take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
You're watching CW-23. It's Christmas in July at both Luther Kia locations. Treat yourself to a new set of keys. A new Kia Soul, now just $79 a month. Or a Kia Optima, just $99 a month. Or a new Sorrento, now just $139 a month. Plus, Kia's outstanding warranty included. Do you have a job? Do you want a ridiculously low payment? You could be approved. Guaranteed. See Luther Kia in Inver Grove and Bloomington today. Off 494 and Robert Street behind Best Buy.
This is 55 Seconds of Feud. How do you want to play Family Feud? Excuse me, do you want to play Family Feud?
Sure.
Name an animal that carries its babies.
Kangaroo.
Person whose phone calls you would screen.
Telemarketer.
Animal a driver might see standing in the middle of the road.
Deer.
Number one answer. Number one. Yes. A Family Feud genius. You were looking at the sheet.
Welcome to the CW, where we can't wait to entertain you.
Jerry Springer doll. Popcorn.
23.
I eat popcorn all the time.
A lot of coffee here. Don't drink this all at once.
My wife eats a microwave, this stuff she eats, and I make my own.
Now I know you're going to love this because you're females.
Oh, wow, that is
Mario Lopez autograph. Booyah. Yeah.
Oh, 3 big pins, and then I carry it around in my car. It's good energy.
Family Feud is bringing everybody together today.
Oh my God.
See you guys. I'm going to go with them. Watch Family Feud at 6 and 6:30 weeknights on CW-23.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, and great outdoor dining, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington, locally owned, nationally known, Hoyt's.
J.D. Hoyt's going down Minneapolis. Twins game, going over to look at that Vikings stadium. Stop on by J.D. Hoyt's first. Say hi to Pat. Make sure that he's doing well on that new knee that he's got. Welcome back to the Sports Show.
His agent is a #1 jerk.
We're talking about Adrian Peterson, if you just joined us.
These agents make the announcements of the contracts. They don't tell the truth. They talk what's going to help them get other.
You're saying that in the sports business, people lie?
Yeah.
So you're saying he doesn't have $20 million guaranteed?
No.
How much?
There's some holes in the contract.
How much is guaranteed?
Huh?
How much is guaranteed?
So, it's guaranteed providing certain things happen.
So it's not guaranteed?
I don't know what happened.
So it's more of an incentive deal? Was it incentive?
Okay.
He probably, if he doesn't have any more felony charges, it's
Something
probably
like that, right?
Something like that.
Vikings.
He can get in trouble. Okay. That's part of it.
By the way, congratulations to the Vikings, right? No Vikings player got arrested this offseason, right?
No, I think the other guy was the Jabari Price was from last year, right?
And that's a league thing, not a legal.
So they made it through an entire offseason while in arrest.
Yeah, I think, kind of disappointing.
Patrick, speaking of Vikings, this stadium overruns and secret meetings. What's your take on the...
I do love Michelle Kelm-Helgen. She's one of my favorites. She has now informed us that we cannot have public meetings because we got to protect the public money, which is interesting. So if we don't tell the public anything, then we can protect the public's money. That's an interesting theory.
I should have gotten into politics. My God.
Do you think this is a big issue, or is this just another one of those? No, I
think they're just changes. It's just they're trying to get Mortensen to pick up the tab for stuff that Mortensen says costs more than the original proposal, I guess.
That stadium is going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to Minnesota.
No one's doubting that.
They are going to get so many different events. Like Dallas has gone crazy. Everybody thought crazy Jerry Jones was nuts spending all that money. And politicians spend plenty of money. That stadium will draw more events to this town than they've ever had in history. And now I hear from a guy who knows ahead of the national championship in football that they got a chance to get a championship game here.
I think they will, because when you look to see, it's kind of like the Super Bowl. They want a lot of side money and free stuff to bring the championship game here, and we'll do it for them. And B, they're up against Jacksonville, and they're not up against like the elite cities of the world to get it. So.
I'm told they got a real good chance.
Well, I might not see that in my lifetime, but you probably will.
I'm going to correct Sid on one thing. Jerry Jones, no one thought Jerry Jones was nuts for spending $2 billion on his stadium. Jerry Jones is the man. He puts his money where his mouth is. Let's compare the percentage of private money that Jerry Jones put in his stadium versus what the Wolves did with theirs.
What is it?
Jerry Jones.
Explain it to Sid.
Hey, genius. Jerry Jones is Dallas, Texas, which is a much bigger city than Minnesota. And Jerry Jones got 80,000 seats. And Jerry
Which he
Jones,
paid for mostly by himself.
Yeah. He did not do it by himself.
Yes, he did.
Did not.
He paid more, a higher percent. He didn't
He
get,
did
he
not.
didn't get
You
as
want
much
to bet
public
on that?
money. He didn't get as much
Want to
public.
make a bet?
He didn't get as much public
money.
He didn't get as
The
much
Bulls got more public money.
But let's say this. I think they're all doing okay since the NFL just sent everybody a check for $226.4 million in national revenue.
What a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You're a beauty. When it comes to the Wolves, you rip them all the time. Every time they do something, you find some fault with them. They've done a good job. They're going to put some more money in this thing right now because they're going to be forced to.
Well,
because there's overruns.
They'll try to get by with that $226 million check they got for national revenue.
I've never seen anything like that league. Everybody wins on Sunday.
The Gophers, the Twins, did the same thing that they did with as far as
Twins,
the stadium,
I believe. I think
as far
the Twins
as putting
got
money in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in St. Paul, that was an absolute fraud. That stadium. That
you loved it. You loved the stadium.
Well, I also have to point out
put
too.
no money in.
Didn't the Wolves make a big deal about paying for the televisions in the stadium, which is supposed to be
technology?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
And then also there's like this big commitment that they made.
Yeah, they put some flat screens in, right?
Freaking televisions. There's supposed to be televisions in there.
Yeah.
That's what happens when the way they present their
And
information.
then when they claim
puts them in
victory on it,
position
like
to
here
get
we
rid of
are.
it.
Jeffrey says, I know what's going on with the Viking football. You know nothing.
What does that have to do with anything?
So you're.
And he knows less.
Okay. When we come back, we'll talk about the Minnesota Twins and the NFL in general. Stay with us. You're watching.
Ever wonder, why do I hear but not understand? Scientists at Cambridge University discovered the answer. Inside your cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hearing hair cells. Poor hearing occurs when regions of these hair cells die. Amplifying a dead region with hearing aids makes you hear worse, not better. The result of this study is a hearing clarity breakthrough. Using standard test equipment, dead regions of your cochlea are identified. Then, a new type of frequency-shaping hearing aid is programmed to bypass the dead regions. Only your usable hearing hair cells receive amplification. Brilliant. A local study is underway. 100 citizens with hearing problems are needed to receive this testing and then wear the tiny device for 10 days, recording your results. Call now to see if you qualify. Volunteers may keep the product at a special discount if they desire. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now.
Thanks for watching CW-23.
Hi, I'm John Hines. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World is the place you should come for car washes, oil changes, tires. As a matter of fact, anything and everything under the hood of your car. You're in great hands at Bobby and Steve's Auto World, where serving people is the most important part of their business.
Schedule an appointment online for your spring car care special. Get an oil change, car wash, tire rotation, and $5 on your World Rewards card for only $39.95. While there, visit our convenience store or enjoy something from our Chevy grill.
Welcome back to the great debate. Let's move down to the Twins. Playing the New York Yankees after a tough road trip. And first of all, Lavelle, any deals to be done here in the next few days by the Twins?
I expect the Twins to make a deal for a reliever. They're looking at a few. They like Tyler Clippard with the Oakland A's. They looked at Jim Johnson, the Braves, and the
don't do that to us.
And the Padres have 3 relievers that they've shown interest in as well. So I expect them to get some bullpen help. I don't know if they're going to get a shortstop, and seriously doubt they're going to get a catcher. Terry Ryan believes that Kurt Suzuki's ability to run the pitching staff and handle pitchers outweighs the fact that he's not hitting. So,
Patrick, you agree?
I think they get a relief pitcher. They should probably. I'd like to see him trade him from Milwaukee. Make a trade with Milwaukee, get Segura, the shortstop, and maybe Will Smith, the pitcher.
I like
you
Will
give
Smith.
them Oswaldo Arcia. His brother's the best prospect in the
Brewers.
Brewers
Orlando.
system. And you're going to have to throw in Polanco or somebody like that to make a deal like that. But Polanco doesn't have a position to play on this team, so you might as well let him go.
You know, Polanco can hit too. He's a hitting prospect, but he's been real inconsistent defensively. We saw that when they called him up here for a couple days earlier in the season.
I think you can make a trade with Milwaukee.
I think Patrick's on the right vine with that one. I think I would like to see Will Smith and Segura here. That would be a good trade.
Where'd you get all the names you had the other day?
Sources.
Internet.
Sources.
From agents.
No, not agents. Baseball people, Sid. Baseball people.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
talking about.
I don't talk to
And
agents
they
that
lie.
much. I don't talk to agents
They
that
lie
much. You know
too.
why? Because when you talk to an agent, you feel like I take a shower after you get off the phone.
Yeah, well, but you can not like Alex Rodriguez if you want. You can not like the New York Yankees if you want.
Pardon me?
You might not like Alex Rodriguez. I know
Well,
you
he
like.
likes
You might not like the New York Yankees. I know you like them. You've always felt sorry for them because they take too much heat. But you had to like what you saw last night, just from a baseball fan standpoint, when the big slugger hits 3 home runs and carries his team to a comeback win. Even though it's the other team, it's pretty fun to watch.
Well, I've been a big Rodriguez guy. I met
Ever since Jeter
Rodriguez
retired.
through Mikiewicz. Mikiewicz and Rodriguez went to school together and played together. And Mikiewicz introduced me to Rodriguez.
Anything you need signed, he does all that stuff. I know.
right.
But the point is, it's fun to watch a superstar once in a while.
Are
every
we
day
testing him often enough is the question. I think they test him 9 times a month. I don't think that's often enough.
You know,
I think they should test him at home plate. After those home runs last night, God almighty, those were 3 rockets. That
drug testing room is right down from the visitors' clubhouse too. It wouldn't take that. It wouldn't be that big of a walk for him to go.
I was in the backyard when he hit the first one. I felt the heat vapor in Golden Valley.
But it's 5-1. Then you go, that doesn't matter.
Right.
And all of a sudden, LaBelle, he's got his team back in, and he hits one on Perkins.
I know, and that's down and in, he can still get into that inside fastball and drive it 420 feet or whatever. And oh, by the way, the Twins made a big deal of making sure Perkins got the save in Anaheim because he had blown a save in Oakland. He needed to have a positive experience. So let him pitch the ninth inning instead of letting Irvin Santana, get his complete game shutout. That really did a lot of help yesterday.
Yeah.
Really
here, how does this back up? How does Drew Butera go oppo in right center field? John Ryan Murphy. He's Drew Butera when he goes tape measure.
John Ryan Murphy. They'd use their bench, everything.
He should be tested.
The thing is, that could have been one of the biggest wins the Twins ever had. For them to win a series from the Yankees is something like he pointed out in his good column the other day. They had never done that. And here was a chance for them to sweep the Yankees.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Perkins just didn't have
Once
nothing.
in a while that happens.
I wasn't too upset about when Rodriguez hit a home run, but when a second-string catcher who never plays, who never hits a home run, when he hit a 3-run home run, that was bad.
When you miss your spots, it's 162 games, stuff happens.
But what's amazing, and for people, you said miss your spots. These guys, and this is what points out how good they are. You missed your spots. You're Glenn Perkins. You missed just by a little bit, and your second string catcher is going to hit one because they're that good. You don't realize that when they're getting them out,
Right, exactly, and they're learning now when you're in a playoff race.
How long will this be?
Oh, just be quiet. you be quiet. When you're in a playoff race, there's no margin for error here.
Manny?
And there's no margin for error, and they had a chance to score some more runs and let the pitcher wiggle out of it earlier in the game. The bad pitches, you got to keep pouring on. You got to keep adding runs. You can't just settle when you get up 5-0 against some good teams like this.
Lou's still trying to figure out his explanation for how he's now all on board on the Dubnyk deal, even though he told us he would only give him 3 years for $7.5 million, and they gave him $25 million, and now Lou says it's a good deal. He's trying to figure that one out.
That's worse than the Peterson deal.
That's where he is.
Take a break. Come
And
back.
Doggers,
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law. For all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us. Edge Marketing and Promotional Products. From T-shirts to swag, featuring over 100,000 products. We can put your logo on anything. And Vincent's Limousine Service, serving your corporate and private transportation needs since 2005.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, the Wild, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
You're watching CW-23.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. Beacon Bank, responsive, reliable, reassuring. Stop by and see Bob Weiss and the gang and live the American dream through Beacon Bank. Welcome back to the sports show. Move it down to the NFL real quick. We hit on this earlier, but Todd Leiweke now has moved in as the COO of the NFL. How about that?
Really?
Yeah.
What's that, huh?
Todd Leiweke is now the COO of the NFL.
Is that right?
Yeah, he left Tampa for that job.
How do you know?
People tell me things.
They announced it.
Yeah, because Leiweke called me. He said, "Should I take this job?" And I said, "So sad now." And I said, "Well, good move though, huh?"
You are just like all the rest
Todd
of
Leiweke, it's
Chief
been announced.
Operating Officer. That's where Goodell came from.
Yeah.
He was the Chief Operating Officer. If Goodell's making 40, Leiweke's got to be making 10.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a rise.
That
But
guy
if
gets
you
around.
look at what he did with the Wild, and he and Jack Sperling and those guys,
Yep.
and what they created marketing-wise, the kid's a genius. He's 55 now, but he's a genius.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's a genius.
He's gotten around, man.
Move down to soccer as we finish this thing. Now, Lavelle, I want to go. Do you see it happening in St. Paul from your standpoint? Demographic-wise, can they make a go of it in St. Paul?
I guess they're serious about it. They've been talking to St. Paul officials. I'm just very disappointed that they can't get anything going on in Minneapolis. They're coming in, folks, and spending $150 million at least, and you can't give them a tax break. I don't get this. How come you can't get anything done in that city? I'm so glad I'm living in Minneapolis.
Talking about soccer?
Yes.
St. Paul's going to get it because they're going to give them the money. What I can't understand is from a real estate standpoint, why is that good corner stayed empty all these years?
It's not a good corner.
That's why.
It's not a good corner. That's not exactly paradise over
I'll bet you there's something wrong with that ground. That they'd have
we
to
go.
do a lot of piling
Is this by the
to
Sears building?
build there.
No, no, this is
Snowing.
There's some reason, because that is a choice corner.
I'll tell you what, though, when you get the State Fair and a game going, that is going to be hot.
State
St.
Fair.
Paul's
How
going to
about
be the best
Mac,
place.
Maxie, rush hour. All you need is rush hour.
I was going to say every day that intersection is already one of the most congested intersections in this area, and now they're going to put a stadium there. Oh,
The choo-choo be good for train business, I'll tell you that.
that'll be bad.
And that's the way we're going, right?
Thing is, university's bad now too, because since they put that green
Line in?
yeah,
I
and
thought you liked that, Patrick.
I take it to the ballpark quite often.
And it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
That intersection was bad before the light rail was put in. Putting a stadium there, woo.
but since they put the green line in, there, the street is the road is not as wide,
Yeah.
so that follows up the traffic,
Sure.
and that's
The lights also stay red for an hour and a half. That's a bit of a problem.
Do
too,
they?
when you're waiting for the trains.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. And
But what I do, I park in the ramp early in the morning, take the train to the radio station, then take the train back at 6 o'clock at night, and get out and go to the
Wait,
ball
now, you
game.
park
It's
in what ramp?
fantastic.
you take the train.
you park in what ramp?
Park in the ramp at Target Field, take the train to the radio station, and take the train back after I
And
get
then
off.
get in your car?
You do that?
Nice.
Yes.
There's no reason you can't do that.
Takes forever.
No, not
20
even on the
minutes.
system.
20 minutes.
And it's
from
less
Hubbard.
stressful.
Yeah, plus you can read, you can relax,
Stan
you put some
Hubbard
headphones on.
Stan Hubbard was a
can
good
fire your
urban,
driver?
Stan Hubbard was a good urban planner. He put a station right in front of our building.
That's a very good urban planner.
Yes.
So it drops you off right there.
Yes.
Yeah, no reason you couldn't do that.
Pardon me?
There's no reason you couldn't do that.
We need sit-on set.
I've never ridden on one of those trains yet. Oh yeah, I did. One Gopher game with Glenn Carrier. I rode to the Gopher game.
They stopped
basketball
right there,
game.
too.
We're finally at that juncture of the show that everybody waits for. They set the DVRs for. This is it. Sid, look into that camera and give us a Sid on Sid, tie a bow around this thing. Look into that camera and give them your final thoughts.
I think the Vikings will win the division and beat out Green Bay.
Wow.
That's it? You honestly do?
Also, I think the soccer will wind up in St. Paul.
Okay, you're on a roll. Keep going. Twins will make a trade or not.
I don't know. You
Okay.
know the answer to
Lavelle
that?
knows. Okay.
I sure do. They're going to make a trade. They will have a new reliever this time next week.
All right, that's it. That sums it up. That a boy. Good job, Sid. See you back here next week, everybody. Thanks for watching the Sports Show.
Period.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.